back in the garage again, working on the GS. After the last video, I did a little bit of research and I found out that if you put a little oil in the cylinders after you take the plugs out, you can sometimes get the compression to come up just a little bit and give you a better reading, and sometimes that can tell you if air is leaking past the valves, all that kind of good stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to yank the plugs back out, and then I'm going to take a look at the compression with a little bit of oil in the cylinders, and then I'm going to use my feeler gauge to check the valve clearance, see where my clearances are. I'll note those, and then I'll bring this guy in. It's a Motion Pro valve adjustment tool. You stick it, basically hook it up under the camshaft, and it allows you to bring down the race or whatever the thing is called. I forget what it's called, but the valve shims sort of sit inside of this thing. You depress it with this tool, take the valve shims out, and you can measure them against what they actually should be. So that way, if you need to adjust the clearance, you know what shims to order and basically what measurement the shims that are currently in the bike are measuring. And so that just helps you get a true reading on what your valve clearance is. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll check the compression again with a little oil in the cylinders, and then we'll get the tank off, get the valve covers off, and we'll start checking the valves. All right, so I tested the compression again, kicked the shit out of the pedal while I was kick-starting 140 times, testing the compression on all the cylinders. Ow, that hurt. Anyway, all the cylinders are reading now at about 110, 115 PSI. So that's a lot better than our initial test. I think it was something like 90. And again, it's on a cold engine too. I don't know how accurate this is. Now the carbs are off, whereas before we had the carbs off and I just held the throttle open. Now there are no carbs, there's no handlebars to hold the throttle open, so I just unstuffed the carbs in the exhaust ports and did it. So better compression, but I'm still gonna check out the valves and see where we are. I think the book spec is about 128 if I remember correctly, so obviously 40 plus year old, what is it? Yeah, like 41-year-old motorcycle at this point. Not gonna get that perfect compression with OEM parts in there that rolled off the line in '77. So anyway, I got my new values in the book. Now I'm gonna take the camshaft covers off and we'll take a look at the valve clearance and see what we have. All right, so my valves, all of the valves are reading. I can't get a 0.04 in between most of them. I don't have a 0.03 but the spec says it should be between 0.03 and 0.08. I might order another set of these feeler gauges. They're pretty cheap, just to make sure that the clearance isn't actually too tight on the other ones. I can make sure I can get a 3 in there, because if I can't get a 3 in there, then I need to order, let's see how this goes. I need to order smaller shims, thinner shims, so I can at least get a 3 in there. I'm hoping they're going to be good. Most of them seem to be just don't want to let the 0.4 in there, which means they're on the low end of the clearance, which means they have a lot of life left, as long as they do have the 0.03. So again, this bike only has like 20,000, 22,000 miles on it, which is great for a 77. But anyhow, so we've taken a look at the shims, or the valves, and I think that's what we're going to call it for now. I don't think I need to take any out, or maybe I'll just pop one out just so I can show you how this valve shim adjustment tool works, and then we'll call it a night. So I got my micrometers here. This thing is saying 2.80, so we're gonna see if it reads with the micrometers, 2.80. Yeah, so that's not exactly the middle. Let's go right in the middle. And this is why you use micrometers. Dial calipers can read the thickness elsewhere, but the micrometer will read right in the middle. And it's looking 2.802, so that's pretty close. I think these are pretty good condition. I know you're supposed to check all of them, but I'm gonna just sort of go out from here. I'm gonna probably order the other feeler gauge that has the 0.03 in it, just so I can make sure that the tolerance isn't too tight. But I think we're in good shape here. Okay, so that's gonna do it for this video. Just a quick video, real quick. I wanted to, using that new information, check the compression again, and then get a look at the valves. I think they're pretty good. So, but we'll see what happens when I get the 0.03 feeler gauge in. Next video is going to be cutting up some metal. Got this piece of metal here, and I'm going to be working on an electrics tray to fit up under the seat, right in this area here. So that should be good. Finally get to start rebuilding a little bit, taking it slow, trying to do just little things here and there where I can, but so hang in there. If you want to follow the progress, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. Go ahead and hit the like button. Make sure you share this video. I think this one is going to be a little bit better than my first video, just because I brought my studio lights in here. Last time I just had a shop light and it was a pretty crappy video, but whatever. So yeah, we'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.